This is the first in the series of instructional videos for fretless bass, fretless electric bass. The first thing to remember is that with fretless, you're always working on it. It's not like a fretted bass where you get the basics and you're pretty much solid. With fretless, you're always going to be practicing on this. So, the three things that you need to really keep focused on the fretless are the instrument itself, the physical scale, string spacing, distance between the notes, your hands, developing the muscle memory of playing the same things, playing in tune, and your ears. You have to constantly work your ears to make sure that you're playing in tune. The first thing you need is a bass that's not only in tune, but properly intonated, so fourths. This is what you want. And so, for lesson one, I'm going to just go over playing against a reference note. So, on a 4-string bass, just ignore the low string on this, your reference notes are going to be your open strings. So they'll be E, A, D, and G. So, for example, you might want to play just a G major scale. To make sure you're in tune, after you've finished the exercise, play your reference note, which is going to be the open G string. So, and the open reference. In tune. To use a D, you would play something like exactly an octave apart. Again, you can do the same with the A, the same with the E. If you have a 5-string bass, you can also use the low B. Obviously, you can do this with a minor scale as well. Another reference point, which is really cool and convenient, and you can actually do occasionally in a gig, is to play against the 5th of whatever note you're playing. So, for example, with C, your 5th is G, which gives you two options in this case. You can play the 5th directly above. You want to hear those together like this, in a way that sounds consonant, not dissonant. That would be dissonant, out of tune. In tune. You can also use the C against the open G string. Finally, the third thing that you can practice against the root note is the octave. So with a C, that would be here. What you want is consonants, not dissonance. Now, the other things you can do are to practice your fretless against a good recording, a solid recording. Obviously, this is something digital. Something you're familiar with is best. I tend to use things like James Brown, but fusion tunes are really good. Anything that's a good reference. And you want to constantly compare what you're hearing from your instrument against the recording. If you want to do something a little more advanced, practice any of this stuff in the dark without the light, because you find with the fretless, you tend to focus more on looking at the instrument rather than just listening. With the fretless, you want to be listening constantly. So you want to work your ears, you want to work your hands, build up that muscle memory, and finally make sure that you're playing an instrument that's as familiar as possible. Thank you. This has been lesson one of Basic Fretless.